Ne, v dveh čukih bo, Deferi je bil pri nas v železnikih, je pogledal, so se vse zmenili. Am 10 metrov širok, 3 čuki, se pravi, spodnja lega, srednja, se pravi, spodnji so na parketu, ta srednji so pol metra visok, ta zadnji so pa 1 meter visok. In vsaka 2 metra, vsaka ta štapla. Ja, to bo dosti po moje, tukaj mi jasno. Ja. Ja, sva pisala. A jaz lahko, ne vem, če 3 ure poključem, ko sem zdaj v Ukrajini, pa imamo lične sestanke. Super, Nenano, hvala. Živa.
Бери что, полностью. Окей, друзья, готовы? Да, как договорились, у нас сегодня продукт тренинг, больше позиционирование, какие продукты Domel, каким нашим подходят. Люда нам сделает конкурентный небольшой обзор, а Бостин покажет, как по разным группам, какие есть сейчас центрифуги и каких нет. И чтобы мы с вами понимали, с каким месседжем мы можем идти к нашим разным клиентам. Да? Все, я тогда слово передаю. Бостин, ты начинаешь, да?
Да, спасибо.
Спасибо.
Рано. Вот железники, наше предприятие, вот, и all area around, I will mix a little bit, is about 6,000 people. Yeah.
How you come to the road? By bicycle or by helicopter?
With horses. This is a headquarters. It's about 800 employees here. Our location is 2 kilometers north, and we are 2 business units here. Then we have another facility in 15 kilometers south, and another, let's say, 17 kilometers south in Shkofia Loka, and also 1 facility in China. So we have 5 locations. 4 of that are in Slovenia, and around 1,400 employees. At the same time, we work really efficiently with young people. We have now around 100 scholarships, which we pay basically each month. I had a scholarship 25 years ago. So at that time, the Domel started with a scholarship, but at that time, I think there was maybe 30 scholarships only. Now it's about 100.
Стипендия.
Да. At the same time, Domel pays around 70 people also education while working. And last year our turnover was...
7 работающих студентов.
Да. Нет работающих студентов.
Они приходят как помогать, да, на какие-то проекты.
Working people are studying. They are not students. They are workers who study while working. I don't know how would this change.
Да, мы говорим как дистанционная или заочная, разные комбинации.
In 2017, Domel had around 140 million euro, and from that was about around 10 million euro profit. Our values are very important. Loyalty is probably on the high because our value is very small, and people don't like to drive to the work to, let's say, because it takes one. We rather drive 10 minutes or 5 minutes to work, and loyalty is really on high level. But certainly, Domel needs to work a lot on other values also. So cooperation, respect, ambitions also. Also, we are here because our ambitions to have a good business in Ukrainian Rinok.
Yep.
We try to be responsible to our customers. We also have failures, but we never hide. So if we have failure, you know where to find us. We don't escape. And this is our organization. So the Domel Holding is the owner, 100% owner, and the owners of the Domel Holding are employee. And so I'm a very small owner. I'm 0.7 promille. But I'm on. And yeah, each year is I don't know this English word, but 10% on our share. We get dividends. That is last 10 years. Otherwise, we are organized in business units. These are business units, and more or less, all these business units are related to motor manufacturing. And as a semi-part to another instrument, let's say. Only our business unit, which is at the same time also the smallest one, manufactures final products. So we do motors, vacuum, mostly different type of motors, electric vehicle. About our history, so everything started after Second World War. The first motors of the mill were built because one group of people tried to develop a centrifuge. They developed a motor with that reason because after Second World War there was no motor to buy in Yugoslavia. So that's how the mill started growing, and they found really nice products already in 1974. They found a really nice project with a German customer, and from that time they produce motors as a serial production. But it's true, first centrifuges were built in 19. Why we are here where we are now, it's I'd say it's a reason because the Yugoslavian market was closed market. We had 3 times more people employed as we have now, and the life was very decent for our company because there was no competition in Yugoslavia. When Slovenia went apart from Yugoslavia, all competition jumped in, and especially German competition, which was is really strong, and they developed their brands very, very efficiently. So Domel now is certainly a leader in Europe of making vacuum motors for vacuums. We have close to 70% market share. Basically, we are the only producer of these motors in Europe. There is one small company in Italy, but we make 8 million motors, they make 100,000. So we don't compete with them basically. Around 10 years ago, we started with really huge investments to brushless technology. So our motors are more and more focus to brushless technology. There is a much higher efficiency, and
Без
that is one
щеточек, типа там.
special. And Domel is more and more powerful. Вы знаете горение?
Yes,
Горение.
Да, конечно.
I have a store.
Strong
You
brand.
have
I
Yeah.
had.
very brand in
Very well.
Slovenia.
Everywhere.
Everyone is
Everywhere.
using горение.
Washing machine,
refrigerator.
Я мала плиту газову і тройку.
Страна.
Горение, yeah, and in Slovenia they offer 5 years of warranty, so no worries about quality, and they have good service. And this year we developed a motor together with them for a washing machine. So they will have probably one of the best motors current in the world for this. That's the motor. Very small, compact, and no noise. You will hear only the
Water.
water.
Splashing.
About Domel, Domel is really has to be socially responsible. So otherwise, people would not help.
Абсолютно.
We support fire brigades, culture, sport, everything what is going on in our town is somehow sponsored to Domel, sooner or later. Employee ownership, I told you about that.
And what about musical band?
They support
As well, yeah.
But this is a long story. Our band is supported by one company making furniture in our town as
Yes,
well.
yes, yes.
First ago was probably
Let me explain you.
biggest.
Because мы с Максимом ездили в гости. Мы едем по дороге, уже почти приехали железники. И стоит билборд. Ну, не такой, как у наших политиков, огромный такой. Ну, небольшой билборд. И там оркестр. И Бостян говорит: смотри, вон там я на этом. Я смотрю, он с кларнетом. И у них группа музыкальная, оркестр. Играют, поэтому, когда он сейчас сказал, что они поддерживают разные социальные и спортивные, я говорю, а эту группу музыкальную тоже поддерживают? Но там есть конкуренция, там мебельная фирма поддерживает.
Еще нет. But yeah, Domel supports other people, community really, but historically we are related to wood, so furniture manufacturer, and they support us really well. Why do we grow? That's only because of constant development. I will show later. And each business we do on long term. We don't make businesses from today to tomorrow. So we don't like that type of business, and we also don't play with that. This is not for us. Our position is that we are a European laboratory manufacturer, and of course we want to keep highest position in Slovenia. I said Victor yesterday, Sergey, if we do the same amount of business in Ukraine in 3 years as now, we'll be really very happy. Slovenia is only 2 million people, so I'm sure this is possible, and that would be close to 300,000 euros. This is really, I don't know how we manage, but it looks that also Slovenian users are very, they want to buy Slovenian
Products.
yeah.
I support.
Yeah, but also German users are the same. They are even worse.
Everywhere, I think.
Probably.
Most of the.
We have a lot of. Our company, we follow some international standards as much we can. We are for medical standard. That was not easy decision, but we look more 10 years ahead, not from today to tomorrow, because we had only work because of that. But we see now we are getting projects. This year we managed to establish cooperation on base of this medical standard with one supplier, where we replace our biggest competitor, which is so with Slovenian centrifuges selling in Germany. Forology, they might be interesting also for you. That company is Tarmac. Their inventor was working, established basically in Schengen. So that's why our system is very similar. Yeah, so we work with them, and all higher level centrifuges for cytology, you will probably to buy also from them. I will share that contacts to you because it's important.
Про аналітику, щось не зрозуміло.
Цитологический, цитология.
Так, високі шейкери, щось не таке сказали.
No, it's centrifuge.
Центрифуга. Цитологическая.
Інше.
As you see, Slovenian land is basically forest. 60% of land is forest. So we also try to do much with nature, and that is an environmental standard. It's very important for us. Otherwise, all our instruments, everything that we do is country of origin Slovenia. Certain suppliers from abroad, also we have some motors from China and so on, but country of origin is always Slovenia. Customers or partners, they are asking us about references. We could say Novartis is our customer, Corning is our customer, Kia is our customer, but we see our references maybe a little bit different because we see where this world goes, and if it goes, it moves to foreign east, let's say to east or foreign east, our references are different. So loyalty here is really important for us. That's we work on partnership. I will come back to this also later. We stick to high quality products that we believe that also Chinese products are good quality and higher quality, but they are changing their products. So if we set documentation, you will get spare parts also after 10 years. This is big difference. So quality products and ISO norms are not all the product is good, but that you can repair and get all instructions. You will see how we solve this issue. And now even more efficiently, because recently joined marketing person joined to our team, so she will work really to improve our operation towards clients like you or partners. We'll show you later.
Я просто хочу, я тебя перебью. Это действительно, даже на выставке мы с этим сталкивались, когда подошел Любомир и говорит, что я купил какой-то ультрасаунд, какое-то прошлое время он сломался и все. его невозможно не отремонтировать, ничего, ему говорят, покупай новый.
Да.
И меня это всегда, как сказать, ну вот, меня раздражает, когда действительно создали сложный большой прибор, да, в него вложили много ресурсов, времени и просто металлолом. И все, и ты думаешь, что с этим делать. И если действительно с китайскими товарами это постоянно, да, они делают модификации, если у тебя сломалась эта центрифуга и тебе там что-то поменять, покупай новую центрифугу. И ты получаешься в бесконечном цикле замен. А это все ресурсы. Мне, честно говоря, очень жалко, когда я покупаю зарядное устройство для айфона, 2 недели оно работает. И думаю, боже мой, его произвели в Китае, на это были потрачены ресурсы, потом это привезли в Украину, потом это привезли в магазин. Я потратил свое время, пошел это купил. Масса потраченного. Зачем? Дайте мне один канал на работу. Максим скажет, потрать 500 гривен на зарядку. Вот, поэтому покупаем Domel, стоит дороже, но работает 20 лет.
This is also a problem, some kind of problem. Let's say
Да.
in former Yugoslavia, we still have in Serbia centrifuges 30 years old and still working.
You need
Also in
sell
Slovenia,
you one.
now we decided that we are not centrifuges which are older than 25 years. We stopped with
Вони
that.
можуть з ринку.
But we took decision about that, you know. So our history is around 70 years. This is a important reference because we do business with some companies already 50 years. We
Yes.
Мне кажется,
Да.
что же Словения, да?
Да, тоже, да.
Слушайте, 2 миллиона населения, столько... Так, что
Крка есть второй большой производитель медицины в России.
У вас там же, по-моему, вертикальное
Россия.
производство.
Продавец.
Да, Энсо тоже.
Да, да,
И
мы...
Истра.
У них
Не
есть,
горизонтальное, а
у
вертикальное.
них есть
Да, производство
мощности
России.
facilities in Russia.
Yeah, they have big factory in Russia.
А,
They invest in last 15 years maybe 300 million euros. A lot.
Пейте Кирка.
If you work with us, you certainly receive answer. We try to answer in day. If it's a little bit tricky, we take another day to take a breath, think. But if someone is on business trip, if I'm on business trip, Primož will work mainly with you. He will answer. If we are together, we have person in and we use also info email. So info email comes to 4 addresses. We'll tell you about that also later. But you certainly work with one person. We are organized. We share certain places. Currently, we are 4 people. We work, we do business in around 50 countries. One is doing business Europe, America, South America, Primož, everything is East. So let's say from Poland to all around China, Middle East. One guy is working on local market and Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, this part. And I try to act with new customers and new projects, which is all important. These are our product groups, let's say. Incubators, centrifuges, homogenizer, and shakers. These are 4 groups. which are really big. We produce also steerer, but steerer is really expensive. We sell only in Slovenia.
This one?
Yeah,
Вот этот,
this
вот
is
этот, который перемешивает.
magnetic
А вот это стиля.
магнитная.
Тоже
Он
мешалка.
как жужжит, ты на
Я
него
поняла,
ставишь
тоже
пробирку, и он забивает.
Да,
А
це-
оце bench top shaker. What
Yeah.
for this instrument?
Вот
shaker
этот
for
этот шейкер, вот этот.
cell culture in
А,
cases.
Для культурних тканин, ну,
Ну, що ти
клітин.
ставиш, воно
Я
тобі
розумію,
трошки
але
пече.
що тріпає? Він каже, що клітини переважно в середовищі.
Будь-що, в принципі, якщо ти
Смарт.
We have many shakers, small than
Бачите, на пробірки
this,
тут колби, я думаю,
this
цікаво.
movement,
Не
rocking.
знаю, то просто, мабуть,
Каже, що тканини, клітинні культури його треба, знаєш, так.
Наталя, будь-що. Культуру, без
А
культури.
водяна баня
This
це для
one
кілограму?
is
А?
Баня ще для чого, крім кілограму?
А інколи потрібна водяна баня, щоб там була якби вологість підвищена. Ти туди поміщаєш на певний час, як на інкубатор. Ти певну
Я знаю, що
температуру.
кілограми завжди на водяній бані.
be around
я теж.
Ну, вони постійно кажуть, ми на бані вручну, то все.
Ну, ти там, да, щось це чув, ну, як.
А гомогенізатор. Що робить?
Он перемешивается.
Я
Или,
же-
допустим, нужно если делать анализ
this one
Народний
is
кісткової,
А,
кісткової,
дисперс,
ти перемілюєш.
дисперс.
в порошок.
Коли тверді семпли.
Okay, friends, let's go further because we are limited with time. Yeah, a little bit limited
Yeah.
with time. So
I also have to go home today, 12:30 something. I will tell you how we do business with these groups. Incubators, exclusively in Germany for German customer, which is VWR, and there is exclusive market, European market. So, but only European. Elsewhere, we can go and we are allowed to sell.
Ну, ти ж скажеш, що для других ринків торгує
with,
качество.
инкубаторы у них есть, которые эксклюзивные только для они сами не продают. Немецкая компания VW.
Дистриб'ютори.
Я поняла.
Он
Я
же-
поняла.
полный только
Я
для
думала,
них.
производство только для Европы.
Тобто,
We
я
do
вони
Это они производят, и
Сами-
они имеют эксклюзивный план на всю Европу. Они, поскольку мы не в
For
Европейском
non-
Союзе, они нам могут продавать.
like we would make
Они даже его производят, там написано не Domel, написано торговая марка. Это их
Торговая фирма. Все, теперь я поняла.
original
Я роблю,
Потому что
manufacturers.
я поняла, что они производят, я думала, что для нашего рынка они
80% они
But
производят.
this line of
It could be Roche, it could be
Они декоринг делают, светятся
Да.
на когда будут.
but in Europe
in Europe.
we are not allowed to
это
sell.
очень крутая.
Я ж
It
чула,
doesn't
я
matter what the label in the
Yeah.
paper, yeah.
That group of products is around 30%. Centrifuges are also around 30%. And that centrifuge business we want to grow, let's say, in 3 years for at least 5 times as we have now. Yeah. The thing is that we were very limited with the 2 sizes of centrifuges, and then most tenders are for bigger centrifuges. Bigger centrifuges are more expensive, so turnover is basically very low. But in Slovenia, we are known only, let's say, as a centrifuge manufacturer. And let's say this business is around 300,000 euros. We know how to deal with customers in Slovenia because they are end users. We learn from them, and that we can then. Last 2 years, we a lot of efforts to develop new modern centrifuges, and this year we also acquired that French company, the patents, which are important for us. They shared with us all their distributors. So we add around 20 distributors that we countries. We had only one distributor, which was for us and for them.
Good.
Yeah, that's good. They also sell our centrifuges in France. So we kept that cooperation. So it is optimistic growth, but it is also realistic. It's not just the imagine. Homogenizers, that is the instrument which is hard to sell, and we never suggest to any new partner start with this. We are not in this business already. There is a lot of knowledge needed from chemistry, life science, biology, industry. So this instrument was very interesting for me because I joined to this business unit when they just developed that instrument, and we discussed yesterday how we thought that will be simple, but it's very hard actually. We needed 8 years, 6 to 8 years that we get now really nice business from that. And most of that business is related with life science, so DNA extraction, then also. Then we have nice applications for forensic laboratories. We have also good references from forensic. If you have any business with forensic laboratories, that could be interesting. So it is highly complicated, but we have, let's say, at least 50 different applications and many experience. Most of the shakers which we produce are used for American customer pouring. Basically, each shaker on their web page is ours. So we are the exclusive producer for shakers. The thing is that we started cooperation with them when Slovenia went apart from Yugoslavia. Our market dropped significantly. We have now 3 times less people than before, and that customer came at that time, and they helped us somehow solve the company, and we work with them now 26 years. This is now a range of centrifuges. We had only this range, that was the biggest, and now this range is much wider. We had
With French
yeah.
line.
Had asked many questions when you will make bigger centrifuges. Actually, we had a range up to here. 4 times 100 milliliter was our biggest centrifuge. Acquired that part, and we are quite confident that this part will bring many new opportunities. And,
so we understand that Centrix, if we go to IVD 5 ml tube, it's maximum 12 right now. Yeah. there are two rotors, 8 and 12, right? When it goes to 350, it's 24 to my memory. Primož?
Yeah.
Max?
28.
28
28, yeah.
for 5 ml.
Yeah.
For 5 ml.
28.
And that was the end of the story, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and if we go to the big laboratory like regional center, regional hospital,
20, там 20.
they say we need something more. Huh?
Значить, зараз велика центрифуга, це є 24, 28 позицій по 5 мл.
Да. Ну, тому що зазвичай використовують бакутейнер, він 4, 5, 6. І максимум те, що було у Домел до цього моменту, да, це було тільки 350 і тільки 28. Ну, наприклад, якщо ти йдеш зараз до, там, я не знаю, Роми, вона каже, мені потрібно...
Де 3 інтегри буде працювати.
Вона тобі каже, мені потрібно 100-150 зразків, там,
300,
я маю, да?
300.
300 зразків я маю, да? Якщо ти їй пропонуєш
350.
центрифугу, яка робить
Вони
28,
будуть крутити цілий день.
ну, вона скаже, добре, згай, тоді мені потрібно 1, 2, 3, 4 центрифуги, розумієш? Або вже нові, які дають можливість,
48.
це вони придбали французьку компанію. Так. І ми вчора бачили, що 108, up to 108, 5 ml.
I have that.
Good.
So what is important here, as Victor tells, and he has a good strategy. So, and Ludmila is good. She has a good teaching skills. I noticed that. So in few slides, I will show you also some what we learned in these 2 days at the exhibition. But in near future, we will develop a clinical centrifuge, which will be much lower price than now Centric 250. We know that it's a little bit too expensive, but it is important that you also know that this will improve. And next project with centrifuge will be this bigger size. Instead of Centric 400, which has a cooling part on the side, footprint will be smaller for you have instruments. So at the back, there is not such a problem if you can put it on the bench. Certainly will improve that.
Розміри трошки там підкоригуєш.
Important here is also
Граница,
Ну.
Ні, вони всі ці стрибуни вони спочатку ті мотори ззаду
Okay.
вміщалися. Момент був. Тепер якщо збоку, то вважається, що ти
I don't understand this now, but ну і закони покажемо так.
Может отключить. Что не переходит?
Орбит.
Він перестав бачити, так?
Орбит познаєш.
Завис. Він завис. Ну, я поняла, він мультимедіа.
Сейчас выполняется.
Нет, знаю.
Может, вы это стендбай and power?
It's okay. So with new
Я
centrifuges,
подумала вивчити.
it is important,
Для мене.
we acquired also all the accessories. Important here is that currently only one producer has this quick lock system. It's thermal, for bigger centrifuges, and this solution actually is patent. We also acquired with this French company, and now we are already getting inquiries for tenders where we compete with thermal. We had that inquiries before. And when you compete with thermal, is much different if you compare with biosand. The price is much higher, so gap is bigger, and you can more easily get to the tender with success. And maybe our difference to big competition like Eppendorf, Thermo, Hettich is that our discount is at least 10% bigger. So they have discount 25% maximum. Probably Roche has a similar politics, maybe 20%. But that is maximum what you can get. Maybe our prices, we compare maybe some prices on internet web shops or something, our prices might be higher than competitor. But at the same time, our discount is higher. Why is that? I tried to figure out basically because that is some kind of our strategy to the market because we have our own brand and we have also OEM brands. And if we compete on the same market,
ОЭМ это значит, что они контрактно производят. Да? Совершенно верно. Они делают это для Curing, для DWR и так далее, и так далее, и так далее.
And let's say VWR will sell our centrifuge, let's say.
More expensive.
Exactly. That would not be, we would lose more business than get if our prices would be lower. So our prices are rather a little bit higher, but discount is with these bigger centrifuges, we get also certain knowledge about all the accessories because we were quite limited before. But this is important part to develop all the accessories. You know, when we develop one centrifuge, the last one, Centric 260, we needed 3 years. And because of design, let's say 1 year. But 2 years we need to develop new centrifuge. Now we need less than 1 year to develop new centrifuge because we did certain way that we can use a star motor, the same electronic board and drive for another model. So also closing mechanism we use with all centrifuges which are new, we use the same. And it's well tested. That's important. So for new model, it's not obligatory to develop new electronic boards, new software. So because we have that, and that's how we shorten now time to new centrifuges. But with centrifuges, you have to develop also accessories. It's a lot of work. Our team is still small in development. We have people, and to compete with German competition, which is they have much more people in development, it's not so easy. So that acquisition shorten our time to market also for about years, at least 3 years in time with these centrifuges. We are able to build better centrifuges than this. But
time.
You lose certain amount of time, and time means money. I just wrote, let's say, all benefits, but these benefits doesn't suit to each centrifuge model. This is when you will compete with some centrifuges, will make this really precise list of features and benefits. But for now, let's say we found out some differences with stainless steel chamber. It means that it's easier to clean, lifetime is longer, double lid lock that we know for a certain time. Also with smaller centrifuges, we have double lid lock. Modular assembly, it is much easy. I did. Yeah, okay.
But it's clear, easy.
Easier services. Funny thing is about program, we have 3 digits. That's why we can have from 0 to 99, so 100 programs. But most of producer use only 10 programs, or producer of centrifuges. Otherwise, users in Slovenia, most of laboratories, they only one program, and only, let's say, one centrifuge only for blood, another centrifuge only for urine, so that they don't make mistakes. Because they use also different rotors inside, and they don't mix rotors on. And urine also smells a little bit different than blood, so that is another topic. Inverter motors, they offer quiet operation. Currently, all Domel centrifuges with inverter motors are produced in Domel. For bigger, we now acquire Isabel, and they use the Henning motors. So for the future, we are deciding what we do, but we'll use certainly one type of motor. Or it will be everything on Henning motor or everything on Domel. This is not decision yet, but we are this way because Domel is a motor manufacturing company, but we make 50,000 motors minimum a year. We don't deal with small volume as it is in our unit with 50,000 motors.
Mhm.
So motor is also a little bit different because of technologies, let's say more complicated. When rotor is steady position, let's say it has 5 kilos and the shaft is pressed down. When you rotate with 15,000 RPMs, it's to escape, and you have a pressure on the opposite side, so you have to have the right. Quite complicated. It's not so easy. Then we have these light indications. When centrifuge is running, use this indication. When centrifuge stop, there is no rotation there. Big LED display, that is something where we are really different from all competition. You see what is going with centrifuge from 2 or 3 meters. If you have a laboratory, you know, it's interesting to see how people work in laboratory. They almost run. You can't believe it if you don't come to laboratory. They are not waiting that centrifuge will done. No, they're really active. And it's much easier to see from distance what is the status of certain sample. And that is important for us. All German competitors, they use
Maybe the next step will be that centrifuge will send SMS. No, I think
Mine.
why not? For example, go somewhere and you can come in 1 minute. What's from technical point of view, I think it is possible. Other thing
it is possible.
Yeah.
But at the exhibition, I saw now only one Korean company which had they had on LCD that
yes, Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
sign.
sign. Yeah. we have engineers and also contacts with these people, but the thing that we don't want to use a touch screen display because I don't know, that it doesn't work as it should if you have a gloves, then you have to use different gloves and so on. So we like this old-fashioned style, but even that this, let's say, old-fashioned or classic style will be possible to operate with all these smart features.
Stuff.
Yeah. But I doubt that many engineers will like to play so much with that. But at the same time, there are some pharmaceutical companies with clinical studies. There might be important that if you run 20 centrifuges at once, and you have one failure, you know which one is it that you are destroy a sample or something. So,
and listen, let me tell you that I'm a more marketing person, then you are probably more technical,
Technical, yeah.
We all here marketing people, you know, and then we go to the client, you know, we should tell them really innovative, beautiful story. Like, look, for example, with this Norma instrument from Hungary, everybody who came to this booth, they say, oh, look, it is really very innovative because nobody else did the front side of the instrument, just this tablet, you know, that you make. From the point of view of inside, it's absolutely the same, like, you know, but then you go, look, this is all the instrument, this is, look. So we know that there are different types of clients. Simply, it's very simple. Some of them are focused on innovation. Some of them cost conscious, Some of them, they have different, for example, setup considerations. And that kind of, let me say, new generation, they are easily buying such features. So,
it's 10% of that.
yes, people. You know it.
You read that on LinkedIn.
No, I don't know exactly the number.
I read about that. These crazy people with which are crazy on new stuff, and they are waiting in line to buy Apple phones. I don't understand that. I'm crazy different way, not that way. But this is about 12% of people which you need to convince immediately when you put the phone on the market. And if that percentage is 5%, you will product will not succeed. If it's 12%, you will make huge growth because they will pull all the rest. You know, if here are 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Let's say
one or two.
Yes. So Victor.
Yes.
I don't know, Victor for sure. I don't know who.
Volodya. Also innovative.
Okay. So Apple immediately in net months, at least 3 people from the rest of us will buy as well. And that is what you have to get immediately. So this cars which are willing to wait in the line to buy, because move the scale on the side that also the rest will decide. So I'm sure that German customer producers, they have all technology already developed. They are just waiting when will be the right time that they
to launch.
Certainly, I'm 100% sure. Will only a year later, maybe. But we have also one process where we are maybe before competition. We have one smart incubator for water analysis. We add a camera inside. I can show you later. It's not in presentation, I think. There is camera inside and UV light and connection to mobile application. So when we have samples from the water samples from the well, you need to incubate 7 hours and check if there is this E. coli inside. Then you have to check after 24 hours. And if they need to drive, I don't know, 20 kilometers, they are in huge pressure because they certainly need to be in 8 hours back in the laboratory and check this is if there is any E. coli, and you can do it only under fluorescent
Light.
UV light, so that makes fluorescence. And you have to check in a dark place because it's really hard to see that one cell. This shaking incubator will send email or photo after 8 hours, after 24 hours to your mobile. And you will have much more time not to run to the well, back to laboratory and work on that, only driving, let's say. You will have also option to inform, let's say, actors that this well is poisonous and needs to have some chlor inside, UV light to clean the well, that people does not poison. So this is one smart incubator which we work on. Technology is developed, but West application is not so easy to develop. It's just about time and money and potential customers. So back to centrifuges, automatic recognition of a rotor, so you can't make any mistake. Only mistake is if you place one tube on the one side and you don't put another tube on the other side. But for this failure, I'm sorry, this failure, we have also a solution with automatic debalance sensor. So if centrifuge measures too many debalance, it will slow down and stop. So you can replace that.
Да.
Воно не дасть розкрити.
And you see on the glycemic.
ПСВ будет носить в сторону?
Ні, навпаки, воно не має якийсь датчик, який не дасть розкрутити, не збалансувати.
Зупиниться,
Так.
навпаки.
Ну правильно, воно не
Да.
дасть розкрутити.
Да.
зупинить. Якщо не збалансовано, добре, то
And there is one feature which we didn't show you because it's a little bit more complicated. This centrifuge also set itself a certain debalance. This is one procedure which you do, but we'll show this to your service guys because it's not for the sales people, it's for service guys. You start one program to set the balance. You add 5-gram weight only to one side. You press button, centrifuge will start, measure the position. Then you add 12-gram inside, you press again, and centrifuge is set. Sometimes also can happen that, I don't know, while transport centrifuge is, bumped to the wall, or then this sensor is a little bit out of original position, and you can easily make this setting. So we'll show, but this is not for sales. It is, but it's really important. It happened to me 1 month ago. Our clinic, we just drive, you know, we also deliver all centrifuges in Slovenia. And we deliver without packaging. We just put the centrifuge in the car and then we drive. And if there is any
Something whole.
on the you know, there is more vibration, and we can, oh my God, centrifuge not working. It starts and it stops, and then you immediately know, something is wrong.
Disbalance, yeah?
Yes, and I believe will record movie, so that also salespeople will be able to do that. I see that your drivers can't avoid all the holes on the roads. And if you will bring to the final user, there is really unpleasant situation. You deliver new instrument, doesn't work. Oh man, this is the worst possible situation. And if you can solve it at the same time, everything is okay. So then some indications which are important, then they are, or you can turn off. This is also important. For certain producers, they don't do that. They don't have indicator, or they have it constantly. In Slovenia, no one wants to have it. No one. No. That is.
Let it stop and that's it. Yeah?
Yes. And it opens if it's not refrigerated. Otherwise, they rather use light, because that in the laboratory noise level is really high. Machines are they cool, and then they have climatization and everything. It's really
a lot of sounds.
A lot of sounds, and you don't want to have 5 centrifuges and beep 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 beep. It's you went, especially in Slovenia, because we live more or less out of town, and it's not noisy. Even during the day, it's quiet.
And you can switch off these functions?
Yes.
On
you can switch off or switch on. We showed with pressing 2 buttons, 5 seconds, you went to these simple parameters. We had this distribution meeting last month, and I pick up colleagues from Dish. We drive to our, you know how it is, we drive there to our company, and they ask, where are people?
In Bangladesh comparing, yes?
No people on the road. Then we went a little bit out of the town. They asked, where is electricity? Come on, this is forest. No electricity. So, and they said they went once to the bush, to the forest in Bangladesh. But he said, I escaped out very quickly because of the tiger. No tiger in Slovenia.
In Slovenia is no tiger, yeah.
With these Avail centrifuges, so 48 model, it is also important that it's compact design, because same size or very similar size of Eppendorf centrifuge is very wide.
Yeah.
They have a cooling on the side. This centrifuge has cooling on the back.
On the back.
That is important. We did a crash test with all our, and if you do calculation on the maintenance cost, that is important. Some customers, I would say smart customers, they ask you how much I will pay for centrifuge in next 3 years. And you have to tell them. This is certification, warranty, 3 years you will pay 2 times for certification, which is 90 euros, and they are happy with that. If you don't know, they are not happy. So cost per year is also important.
Yeah.
And yesterday I was talking with Mila. We were discussing if it would be possible to have also extended warranty for 5 years. We'll come to that ideas maybe later in half a year or something. But since we are producer, we know what we produce, and that's why we can also add some value on that. Here I wrote some competition which we saw this week. I understand that the LB is a really huge, big competition because they are more or less in clinical. Okay. Yeah, but it's low price.
Ребята.
That is,
Говорят, что это конкурент.
No, it's just
a very simple, yeah, motor and cover.
metal plastic is so, I don't know, it's very fancy.
Estonia. Elmi is Estonia.
Estonian, yeah.
Ужасно.
Biosan, I think it's Latvia.
Biosan is Latvia, да.
Level. MPV is good competition, MPW. They have good centrifuges, but inside is a little bit old-fashioned technology. I visited them 3 weeks ago. They are good people, I can say. I have good impression about the company. They are making more centrifuges than we do, but they are more or less focused to Baltic in Russia and Belarus. This region, they don't produce centrifuge for any German or Italian or American company. So their centrifuges inside, it's a little bit old-fashioned. The thing is that they don't develop the controller. They hire or they buy from other producers, and when you don't have big volume, you have to buy something what is on the market already, and then you do what you can. This is difference between our companies. Domel is also a really big company. With in total number, we have about 100 employees only for development. But in our part of our business group is 6 people. Yeah, but Domel has 100 people in development. They don't have so much range. They have biggest centrifuge on 4 times 500 milliliters, and that is one range which we have now, which is bigger. And they are very expensive on cytology centrifuge, and not in a time. The thing is that they do this by themselves. We found basically German producer found us, and we had cooperation. So this is a little bit different now. In Eppendorf, this is a premium brand. They offer everything. They play also ugly games. Let's say in Pakistan, we lost one quite big tender, basically for Pakistan, very big tender, against Eppendorf because they gave, we say, dumping price for that tender. But that guy figured out that they sold one big centrifuge out of tender for really huge money. So these games, we can't play. We have our price list. if you are able to provide certain solutions, you buy, as Victor said, you buy this centrifuge, you know it's a little bit expensive, but it will last longer time, and you combine with reagents and so on. We are not able to do that. It's only on bank transfer, so we don't have cash. Even when I pay with cash, let's say if we go out, we invite some partners dinner. If we pay cash, we have to have invoice and then give us money on our account. We don't get money back.
We have the same.
We have the same.
Yeah.
That is good because you immediately stop any potential, and that I'm very confident about that. So we never need to talk what is on the table or below.
What about routine?
I didn't write because it was not on the exhibition. But Hitik is our direct competition on most of the markets, probably in Ukraine as well. Beckman Coulter, I would say not really, but with bigger centrifuges. Yeah. Beckman Coulter is really, they make scientific centrifuges. Really ultra-speed, top class, which we might have in 5 years. Before certainly not. With these centrifuges, we need 3 years. Time is running really quickly. This is the idea from yesterday. I think it's important. We discussed with Victor and how to set where to focus. And I did, let's say, I separate math on small laboratories, middle laboratory, and big laboratories. And I wrote which models should be offered to the clients and what is the competition. So I would say small centrifuge. I even didn't write because I don't know why I didn't write, but I just didn't. There is probably competition has more samples than we. I'm not sure, but we certainly can check later. But here are tubes which are maximum diameter 3 millimeters and length 75 to 100 millimeters. And for middle size lab, there is certainly competition MPW. Here are the samples in these two centrifuges, and also for 10 milliliter or 12 milliliter. And then after we saw most of our inquiries is 15 milliliter. I don't know why, but this is the number which we are compared with the competition. Here I saw the exhibition. Clinical labs are mostly compete on blood collection tubes. So that is different. And bigger laboratories source bigger centrifuges. Also, Eppendorf becomes more competitive. And I wrote here. I should wrote here also. The BD tubes or 76 Terumo or less, and below you see other. But I would say this is a very simple table, which can be also improved significantly. But This is also one topic from the last meeting with distributors which we had. And we'll make that. Then I figure out it might be interesting also to know more about clinical lab and research lab. I noticed that research lab, they have different requirements.
Yeah.
In Ukraine, you are not really happy with research institutes or labs because they are a little bit poor, let's say.
Yeah. It's facts.
Similar situation in Slovenia. When this crisis came, government took money to institutes at this time. Of course, hospitals needs to work. Politics wants to show us they care for the nation. So they take money there where it is. Clinical laboratories, in many cases, they don't need the cooling, except if they do some tests where temperature of a sample should not increase more than 4.
Mm-hmm.
It is, for you, it's important to know that when centrifuge is warm all day, it's heating.
Mm-hmm.
And centrifuge is warm. After 2 hours of running at 4,000 or 3,000 RPM, centrifuge is warm. And our centrifuge heats up around 15 degrees Celsius maximum.
Mm-hmm.
So you have in the room 30 degrees Celsius, it can be that your sample will be 45 degrees. And they will call you from the laboratory. We have bad samples, centrifuge is not working. Of course, you wanted to buy a cheap centrifuge, you didn't pay for cooling centrifuge, of course it will not work. That's the thing. It is important to know that also conditions in the laboratory or requirements of the analyzers, they have to be respected. And we have that kind also in Slovenia. Centrifuge is overheated.
It's a physics.
Yeah,
They can.
exactly. And also prices are related to technical specifications. Also clinical laboratories, they want to buy really low price as possible. Research labs, the price in Slovenia, they don't ask so much about the price, but they still ask, but prices are higher anyway. Applications in this research lab, they are more to genetics with PCR plates, or let's say 2 milliliter Eppendorf tubes are big enough. In clinical lab, I also had the cytocentrifuge because this one is also running at low speed. But these centrifuges are in higher price range. We can't believe what our OEM partner, what prices they. You can't believe, but they possess market. They set the market. No one, because let's say price for cytocentrifuge is accepted on 3,000 euros.
Mm-hmm.
No one will offer 1,500 euros. Of course, we will not.
Yeah.
So that is one point. Then we figure out that it's important to explain about centrifugal force and revolution per minute.
Mm-hmm.
How you say revolution?
But
No, you said yesterday.
Turn может быть.
Оборотов на минуту. rotation. What?
Yes.
Another word we have also.
Maybe.
Score.
Scores is speed,
Yeah.
but оборот rotation. Yes.
Yeah, rotation.
yeah.
This is so you see that the curve is not linear.
Mm-hmm.
So we found that yesterday people they were
Yes.
all discussing 3,000 RPMs, but RPMs doesn't mean anything. You don't know what is the RCF,
Mm-hmm.
and only RCF is important. To prepare blood, you need certain force, that centrifugal force that you can separate blood.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to decide which speed of centrifuge is the right for your sample. So if they have old, I would say Russian style centrifuge, there is always more metal inside. And I heard one story about Lada, I think it's Russian.
Yeah.
The company Lada was obliged to show their growth.
Mm-hmm.
And what they did, they the blech, so the metal sheet,
Mm-hmm.
was still tiny enough, and they showed the growth, so that they just made a thicker metal sheet.
Mm-hmm.
So their consumption of metal was much higher. So that's how they solved the issue with growth.
Ні,
And
зараз просто не суть важливо.
I believe that diameter of that centrifuges might be bigger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Old centrifuge.
Yes.
It's UFO style.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
This size.
And that diameter might be bigger from our centrifuge. And if they will run at
Великий, що не
3,000
великий розмір,
RPMs,
діаметр великий.
they will call you and they will say, "Oh, your centrifuge is not working. We work on 3,000 RPMs
But-
as we did before, but this is false."
How can measure?
We
Diameter,
It's much more GeForce.
Today we decided that we'll prepare a table with this line for each rotor, so you will be able to have there, and you will say, this
It's
is this.
here, yeah.
It must rotate this so much.
Each Domel rotor.
Yeah.
Вони будуть мати таблицю, ти ніби як ти собі подивився і підібрав ротор.
То есть, если ты вот на такой крутил на 3000, тебе на вот такой прилипал на 5.
А на другом роторе будет другой график.
But it's not line, it's just table.
Моменти.
На самом деле тут все диаметр. Diameter
А
and speed.
на советских есть такой график.
Ні, то для наших.
It's for us.
Люда, я правильно зрозуміла, що цей графік ти розуміли, як вони мають перейти з тих центрифуг на ті. Так?
Яка відповідає FCP, до RPM.
И даже они понимают, что они просят на 3000, только не имеют.
Ні, то не згодом. Вона має на увазі, що ті, що повинні працювати, тих москальських великих. Потім вони не розуміють, вони ставлять ту швидкість, яку вони ставили на то. А воно не працює.
Так там є дві кнопки.
Ні, то не тому, що якщо вони хочуть осягнути тої швидкості, що типу 3000 на великих старих центрифугах через те, що я більше, не 3000 на ті.
Да.
Швидкість залежить від того, тобто, щоб вони дістали ту саму швидкість, вони мали на старих 3000, на ті буде 5 чи 0. Там якась є, коротше, від барабану, ну, від ротора залежить, розмір. Коротше,
И поэтому нам будет, чтобы сравнить, нам надо привести к одному все и так сказать, что это у нас будет 2500 оборотов.
Мені сложно сказати,
Ого, ничего себе.
Поэтому, вот если правильно будет написать, это будет для всех.
Ничего себе.
Тогда у тебя нет просто не знаешь, что весь версия. Ты рассчитываешь, просто выставляешь самоцифру, и оно работает. И тогда у тебя не возникает вопроса. Ну, вот я не могу сказать,
Надо знать, как ты
Понятно.
Я могу сказать.
просто, понимаете, они поставили...
Я знаю.
Люда, да понимаю, конечно.
помочь им правильно вычислить заранее.
Грубо говоря, если 3000 оборотов, вот такого это больше стоит.
Да.
Ну, если
Это вся
Да, на вся логика.
учить, нам получается скорость на вашу.
Дима, давай мы это отдельно будем. Да, это все считаем.
If you go to on English school, you know, young children they like to rotate.
Yeah.
They have that playing, you know,
Yeah.
and you can try that. You can go to the corner and you start going fast.
Yeah.
You will see what force you will feel, and then you will pull yourself in. You will not feel anything. So
Yeah.
А на ті качелі?
Василий,
Що на зовнішньому
чем дальше на радиусе,
то ти
сильнее
будеш чути
G-форс. Да,
підцентрову силу. Як центр, то взагалі тебе нічого не буде
Да.
давити.
да.
Я стільки знань в моторчиках, кнопочках, вже певно років 10 не отримала. Я вже забула, що це нова сила, відновлюється. Шкільна
Років
програма.
10, Наталя.
Окей,
Що ти
let's go.
мало взяла?
Остановила нейрончики.
Ну що, я щось мало до фізики,
А я.
школу закінчила.
Таке, ну що,
Ага.
мало взяла.
this is another table.
Мало взяла.
Which will also important for you to understand. This is the acceleration, deceleration, or braking.
Брейки.
Because this is one of a set parameters for centrifuge.
Перевести, що таке це?
Ускорение.
Ускорення
І
Слоудаун.
Ну, ми вчора це
Слоудаун.
вчилися. Там,
Да?
І
Гальмування.
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 And that is important so that you see, let's say, certain level of speed.
Мгм.
So if acceleration level is 0, speed is going up slowly. So you need more time.
Мгм.
If acceleration level is high, you reach maximum speed in much shorter time. It is just to understand.
Below the same.
For
Opposite.
braking is opposite, yes, are basically the same. Zero level is slow. Big level
Да,
is
довго. Та сама.
quick braking.
Це зразу ставимо.
And that is something that you will have to explain sometimes, especially in cytology.
Мгм.
We know that they don't want to start very quickly because their accessories inside needs to sit in the place first. Otherwise, if you start immediately and urine is very low viscosity, and then
Вихлоп.
goes out.
Yep.
And that's the only thing. So that you start slowly, that all accessory, you know, at the beginning, urine is like this
Мгм.
inside of, when it starts rotating, it becomes this position. And in this position will not go out, but if you start here quickly, it can over.
Мгм.
And if you see centrifuge, which smells, that means that there was some leaking, and that is this reason, and they need to set acceleration parameter and braking acceleration.
Назлеру.
So lower. Да.
Швидко розганяють і ще виливають.
Here we have all details, but I would not spend time on this side. It's not important. We did that presentation before. What are the
Зміна рот.
rotors? So swing out, maximum RCF, type of use, and advantages.
Ти що так згубив? Я знаю.
650 the same. Advanced settings, beep, start, stop, time, parameter blocking, active visibility of the display. But this is practically is the same as this one. This model is new one. We believe will make here really excellent progress. Certainly, we signed agreement with the German OEM distributor. They obliged to sell 200 centimeters per year. It's really big business. 200. Yeah. Because it's direct competition to Eppendorf 5430R. And this centrifuge is over 6,000 euros on the market. Our price is below 5,000, and also our discount is much bigger than Eppendorf. So you can have really good business from this centrifuge. At the moment, it's not IVD yet, but somewhere in the middle of next year it will.
Can you explain me about its IVD?
Yeah.
For what?
This Victor.
It's a different Texas.
Letter.
Different Texas, yes.
Different Texas.
Yes, it's a different Texas. Налоги разные. Налогообложение.
Якщо
У нас нет требований, чтобы, допустим, клиническая цифра была...
You're right.
Yes.
You don't need it. You can sell. But
if IVD,
Стоп.
As well.
Да, это вопрос не к гостям. Это,
ясно.
это к Виктору.
Наука, медицина.
Important topic here is 31,000 G. And at the maximum speed, this is 18
Road per minute.
Yeah. Works at 4 degrees Celsius of sample temperature, not chamber temperature, sample temperature. LED displays are the same. We asked to make a design company, and they decided on base of our visits of different laboratories, they found out that it's really important that parameters are big. It's really important. That's why we keep that. We have also other rotors, but biggest rotor is 6 times 50 millimeters. This is important also for cell culture applications. And inside it is also possible to have PCR rotor with 2 places for microtubule plates. So 4 microtubule plates you can run on 2 deep wells. And here only direct competition is Eppendorf. And centrifuge at maximum speed here at the exhibition. It's so quiet. This is really, let's say, the research centrifuge. Then we have, you see, they ask us 16 times the 50 millimeter Falcon tube. That is important use Germany, let's say. 24 times 50 millimeter Falcon.
What about top models?
This is also bench top model. We have. It is floor. This one is floor, but it is also bench top. We have.
Bench.
But
Настольная.
Стольная центрифуга тоже.
Настольная. А
Тоже.
это напольная.
Напольно.
напомню.
Ага, напольно.
Напольно,
Да.
настоль. Ой, настоль, настольно, напольно.
Yeah, this was about centrifuges. Now it's about incubators. We set here which incubators we have. So up to 20 degrees Celsius, that is maximum temperature which we have, and 10 degrees below ambient temperature is the lowest temperature we have. So 10 liters, 23 liters, and 56 liters, they go 5 degrees above ambient temperature up to 70 degrees. So 10, 23, 56. And then we have two incubators which are also cooling versions. This one on the exhibition, it's 23 liter. And this is practically the same incubator, just two chambers which are independent of each other. There is there are some benefits. Inside chamber is aluminum, anodized aluminum. It's not plastic. We produce over close to 2,000 units per year for one customer, German VWR. We have now maybe 3 failures in 8 years. Maybe we don't get even failed incubator because the price is low and they just don't repair. Also, that is technology labs. In all, with comparison with all style, it is low power consumption and it's really smaller. I saw yesterday a few people just want to have 10 liter, very small. With cooling incubator, it is completely quiet. This projector is louder. When we brought the first sample to our German customer, he turned off, on, he said, it's not good, too loud, and was this noise. I need 1 year to this noise basically to zero, and you didn't hear yesterday at the exhibition because there was too loud. And the exhibition is about 80 decibels. Silent, small footprint, stealthy technology, so low power consumption, and where they are using the USB. This is important because USB will run this incubator much longer than some incubators, old incubators, or some refrigerators with compressor, or incubators with a fan. Because only fan
Take a lot of energy.
and fan for cooling, fan makes also heat. So you need to cool more. That's how consumption. This is one small shaking incubator we developed a few months ago. It's interesting, but we are searching if we get any plans. Ball mill. This is quite complicated product, but it is interesting for us because we are really competitive and nice business for us. This is just a few some information from our company. So each instrument we put in this place. Instrument for quality control. Here is all electric control. So each incubator, centrifuge tests quality inspection, and when it passes, we place label. Before we don't place a label, and label is printed from SAP. At that time, product gets also data about serial numbers we hold, and anytime customer can just ask when this one, we can say this hour, this minute. This is how we all the incubators. So we run 8 hours at a certain temperature, 37 degrees, and based on that measurement, then we set parameters, correction factors. So when you receive the incubator, you don't need to set any parameters. Only if they have some, if they run incubator on 70 degrees, let's say that it's smart to set this temperature on 70 degrees. Because this is incubator, when you place, you turn on and you forget. You don't set temperature, you don't change the temperature anymore. If that's why it's still quite popular analog version without temperature probe, but you can just place a thermometer inside. When it's fixed, it's steady. This is our team. Andrei is our director of business unit. I lead the sales. Irina is manages big customers, OEM, Europe and America, and Primož. He's more local, not with so big clients, but local clients. Everything what is from Poland. That's all for you, Poland, and that part of the world. Yeah. And Jana does all instances. If you are interested, she's the right contact. Always. Ask me, you can just send this purchase order number, when we can expect to pick up or when we'll arrive. And she will give you answer in 1 day or in 10 minutes. Our town, this is one of the last monuments in Europe. It's a 500 years old iron melting furnace. Iron metal. And in our town is actually known, that's why it's also Железники. It's by, they made nails for whole Europe. All 500 years old houses, they are still using our nails. And it worked until 1910, and then they stopped production. And then our town was in really bad situation. People were hungry, the food, and so on. So then they start making rices. Women took over all the efforts that the families provided. They were making rices for Germans, for Italian customers, and that's how they lived about 30 years from the farm. Forest was chopped down because they need coal to burn furnaces. And just after the Second World War, they established a company and then they started working. They were probably happy. World War II. They started really quickly. And yeah, we are, I would say, most of the population 70%, three-quarters of population is Muslim.
По Києву.
Then we have maybe 2% of Muslim and 5% yeah, maybe 5%. 3% is German Protestant,
Orthodox.
Orthodox. Protestant. And my contacts. Maybe now we came to the finish of our presentation, but we have also something very important to show. Maybe we with Primož we disagree because it's not finished yet. So don't take that it's from today to tomorrow, but maybe 1 week. We prepared the business portal for our partners so that you will be able to download all data, all those movies, news, service manuals, instruction manuals, everything will be on the business portal. Just maybe we make a break also it's good for you, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah. We're good. Yeah.
Thanks.
Even 7. 7. Not
And all the stuff. Oh, Bog.
E imaš portal, ja sam se tu konektor. Vprašati jih je treba, kdo bo kontakt za B2B. Andreja pošlje res.
DD.Elma.
Sam že napišem.
Še kakšen tak vprašanje? Čakaj. Tu zasno.
Boš kaj vizitke portalom?
Ja, več ali manj jaz sem jim že dal naslednji. Dobro, eno so to naredili. Kaj loti? Res. Glejte, zdaj to po slike. Da bo to zrihtala Andreja. A veš, mi to zmeraj mogli imeti, a ne? To je ful, eni ful dajo to.
Would you like coffee?
Ja, pожалуйста.
With me?
Ja, da.
А, я подзвонила, я не бачу. Може, це Наталя чи ні? Це Наталя, ну, це діалог. А то це вас не включається номер.